Welcome back. Let's study degraded class. A degraded class is inheritance from one generation to another. So we have generation 1, which is considered to be the base class. And we have a generation 2 that inherits from generation 1. Generation 3 inherits from generation 2, and so on. Let's have an applied example on a tree. Have a look at this tree to be the seed, say. So we have roots and trunk inheriting from the tree. But we have branches inheriting from the trunk, leaf inheriting from the branch. Let's go to the base class now. It's generation 1, it's tree. We have our constructor here and an argument called species. So we define self.species equals species. And we have a method describe. This is a self.species tree, whether it is a banana tree, an apple tree, whatever. We have generation 2 inheriting from tree. So we have roots between brackets tree. It inherits from tree. And we give a very simple method, which is absorb water. The roots of the self.species tree absorb water and minerals from the soil. We also have the trunk inheriting from the base class, which is generation 1, tree, and we define a method support the trunk of the self.species tree supports the branches and leaf. For each class, we give a very simple method to describe what this part of the tree does. We have another generation, a third generation branch, inheriting from generation 2, which is the trunk here. And we have a method defined grow, which brings the branches of the tree spread out to support the leaves. And finally, we have the last generation, which is generation 4, and it inherits from generation 3, the branch. So we have leaf between brackets. We call the class branch to give the inheritance. And we define photosynthesis. It concerns the leaf, and it brings the leaves of the self.species tree perform photosynthesis. So inheritance, consider degraded class to be having a grandparent class, parent classes, and child classes or grandchild classes. Okay, let's create our first object here. The instance my tree equals the last generation, which is leaf. So equals leaf. And have between brackets the attribute of the base class here, species. So we have here species, which is mango. Creating the instance from the last generation with the argument of the base class gives this instance the authority to call any method in any generation. So let's try myTree.describe. And let's have a run. Describe here is a method of the base class. Let's have a run just to make sure everything is going okay. It gives this is a mango tree. This is a mango tree. Let's check if it can inherit from roots. Please mind that the leaf here is a child of branch, branch is a child of trunk, trunk is a child of tree, but leaf has no generation from roots. So let's try calling absorb water here. So we have my tree dot absorb water. and have our brackets. Let's have run. It gives an error. Leaf object has no attribute absorb water because leaf is not a generation from the roots. Let's try the support. Of course, leaf is a generation of trunk. It should work. So let's here try, instead of absorb water, support. Let's also have a call for the method grow, which is a method of the branch. So my tree dot grow. Let's have my tree calling the direct method in leaves, photosynthesis. So dot photosynthesis here. And let's have our run. For my tree dot support, it prints the trunk of the mango tree supports branches and leaves. Grow, the branches of mango tree spread out to grow. Photosynthesis, the leaves of the mango tree perform photosynthesis. This is what exactly we expect. Let's try creating our instance from the base class tree. So let's have tree here. Then we expect my tree now to fail calling any method in the following generations. So let's have a run here. It only gives this is a mango tree, which is the method described in the base class. This is a mango tree, and it gives an error for calling any other method from the lower generation classes. This concludes with our degraded class. It is a base class with one generation giving inheritance to a following generation. To have a successful instance, it should be created from the last generation in order to be able to call any method.